One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to ZANIS News. I'm your caster, Alice Banda, and our sign language interpreter is John Chulo. Let's take a look at the stories making headlines. President Hichilema reaffirms conservation and proper management of resources in Kaza area. ZAMSOF sensitizes farmers on agroecological farming. Government commended for disability support. And in sports, ZMSA holds national championship. And now the news in detail. The 2024 Heads of State Kaza Summit for presidents of Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe has officially opened. Officiating at the Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, Kaza TFCA Tourism Summit, President Hakainde Hichilema reaffirmed to support conservation and management of resources in the Kaza area. The president made the affirmation in the company of Zimbabwean counterpart Emmerson Mnangagwa, Namibian President Nangolo Bumba, Botswana's Vice President Slamba Tsogwane, and Angolan Minister of Tourism Marcio Daniel, who represented the country's President João Lourenço. The five heads of state have since resolved to provide leadership to the Kaza area in order to grow and manage the resources for the benefit of the people. From Livingstone, join Sheila Masua with the rest of the story.
President Hakainde Hichilema has officially opened the 2024 Heads of State Kaza Tourism Summit that started on Monday, 27th, 2024. The 2024 Tourism Summit gathered presidents from Angola, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. The five heads of state resolved to provide leadership that will improve the lives of people living in the identified tourism destinations.
You are making recommendations to us. We will provide the leadership. We will provide the leadership to make the decisions that are necessary so we can achieve the Kaza objectives, the broader ones as well, and those that are being suggested through various messages coming through the people speaking here, so that we can have a functional Kaza, one which is clear. And I saw the Secretariat articulated the areas, focal areas. And I think it's important that we, the leaders here, my brothers and colleagues that are here, confirm publicly that we are here to make decisions. Bring the decisions for us to make. We'll make it. We'll make it.
President Hichilema also acknowledged that the summit provides an opportunity for leaders to market the Kaza tourism destination.
And I want to emphasize the point that I made it earlier. We celebrate our culture and our culture embedded in nature. That's true. So let us bring these assets together to create not just a conservation case, but also create a case for business, a case for investment. This diversity in the Kaza area, the endowment, one of the videos we watched, fantastic. You just watch that video, then you realize that if we put this story together properly, plus our culture issues and other factors, we will have an asset that we can package in a way that it will attract investments.
Zimbabwean president called on Kaza member countries to find a holistic approach to end the human-animal conflict.
This Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, together with other transfrontier conservation collaborations in the SADC region, are an indication of our unity and regional integration efforts in Southern Africa. It is this spirit of unity which will facilitate continued beneficial cooperation and collaboration among our nations for the betterment of our people.
Meanwhile, other heads of state also pledged to support the initiative by aligning their country's strategies with that of CASA.
As we all know, the Kabango-Zambezi Transfer Conservation Area is an important regional conservation and development program that also seeks to use sustainable tourism to promote rural development in the participating countries.
And in his submission, Minister of Tourism Rodney Sikumba called on CASA states to consider joining the Univisa system.
Similar to the way the elephants roam in these particular countries, I am very delighted, Your Excellencies, that some countries within the CASA region, such as Botswana and Namibia, have already implemented the aspect of having to visit their countries using their national IDs. We congratulate you for that. And we strongly encourage that we extend that particular facility to other countries within SADC. I've always said it and I'll say it again, Your Excellencies, there's no better person to market CASA than the CASA residents themselves.
Sheila Maswa reporting for ZANIS in Livingston.
Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry, Chipoka Mlenga, says Zambia appreciates the economic and social support that Italy has been rendering to Zambia over the years in many areas of cooperation. He says Zambia is committed to further strengthen its sound bilateral relations with Italy in a bid to realize meaningful economic growth. Mr. Mlenga says time has come for both Zambia and Italy to shift their relation from mere political diplomacy to economic transformation, adding that Zambia has a lot to learn from Italy in terms of how the country has managed to build a strong economy using the small and medium enterprises sector. Speaking during Italy's 78th National Day celebrations, Mr. Mlenga said Zambia is spearheading the SME sector to grow the economy just like Italy has managed to do it. And Italy ambassador to Zambia, Enrico de Augustin, has praised President Hakainde Hichilema and his administration for the positive strides made in many areas of the economy, which has earned the country trust from the international community. Mr. Augustin said since President Hichilema visited Rome, Italian companies have been increasingly interested in exploring business opportunities in Zambia. The main areas of bilateral cooperation between Italy and Zambia is in the areas of development activities, scientific and technology, as well as cultural relations.
Zambia and Italy have for a very long time enjoyed warm, cordial relations, premised on a long history of friendship, mutual respect, transparency, and most importantly, development cooperation. For a very long time now, my country has lived in peace, in harmony and tranquility with many other countries around the world, in what we have always referred to as political diplomacy. Now we have made a decision that we should migrate from political diplomacy into economic diplomacy. And I'm very happy to listen to His Excellency when he was talking about investment that is coming in from Italy since the visit of the Italian president into Zambia and our president visiting Italy back last year in November. Excellency, colleagues that are here, we have a lot of lessons to draw from each other. Indeed, it's not about imposing changes in culture diversity onto each other's interests, but to learn from one and the other. Italy, I understand, has built its economy with a large percentage anchored on small and medium enterprises. My country and government has realized that for us to build our economy, our focus should not only be on macros, but also on the micros. And it is for this cause that we are engaging with many other private and public sectors to see how we can provide and facilitate an environment where small and medium enterprises can grow.
Zambia has made tremendous strides in the course of the last couple of years to restore the trust of the international community, which was so dramatically shattered on November 13th, 2020, when default was declared. Its commitment to the restructuring of a huge amount of debt bodes well for the recovery of that trust that is the basis for any successful relationship. The other, and perhaps equally important ingredient in the recipe for building an enduring and sincere relationship is knowledge. I don't think I'm saying anything revolutionary when I state that if we want to be partners, we must know each other.
United Nations Development Programme UNDP country representative James Wakiaga says there is need to foster a multi-sector engagement towards addressing road traffic accidents, which are costing the country huge sums of money annually. Mr. Wakiaga says Zambia spends about 16.7 billion kwacha, or 4.7% of its gross domestic product, GDP, on fatalities and injuries arising from road traffic accidents. He called for more investments in road safety, especially for non-motorized transport, where there is a bigger burden of road traffic accidents. The UNDP country representative was speaking in Lusaka today when he called on Acting Minister of Finance and National Planning, Frank Tayali, to share findings of the research conducted on road traffic accidents and how they impact on the country's economy. And Acting Minister of Finance and National Planning, Frank Tayali, said there is need to realign the budget and general policy on road construction in order to address the ever-rising road traffic accidents.
It's stunning that the cost or the burden of the road accidents annually is pretty high. We are talking of 4.7% of the GDP. And really the idea here is to build a coalition of multi-stakeholders to help address the burden of the road accidents. And of course, looking at road accidents in terms of the nexus of health, environment, economy, and equity. And so the focus shifting towards creating safer roads and mainly targeting the non-monitorized transport, because this is where we have a bigger burden of road accidents.
Such a study that you have sponsored through the Research Triangle Institute is very helpful to us in government to be able to understand the full impact of what these accidents and injuries are costing our country. To learn that annually there is a cost of 16.7 billion kwacha as a result of these injuries and fatalities is really a glim reminder of why it is important for my ministry, the Ministry of Finance, in this case as Acting Finance Minister, but also as Substantive Minister for Transport, to be able to realign not only our budget, but also the general policy. How must we construct our roads?
A farmer in Kalasu village in Petauke district of Eastern Province has discovered and reported a suspected explosive object in his field. This prompted the Zambia Mine Action Center, ZMAC, to visit the border area of Nyotunga to conduct a community sensitization on landmines and explosive remnants of war and guide the people on the necessary steps once similar objects are found. Bupe Sendwe gives us more in the following report.
Kwasu kutoka 1975 kwenye nkhondo yakuti tinzonkhala lini bwino tawantu solomba mukuya kusankhala bwino tinzokumana na zinthu zosiyana-siyana, especially mabomba mumalire mwatiri akine masanga vinthu vala vikalimo.
This is Nyotunga village in Petauke district that lies on the border between Zambia and Mozambique. The area has remained vulnerable to landmines and explosive remnants of war. Last month, there was a report of an explosive ordnance by a farmer in the neighboring Kalusa village. The object was captured by the relevant authorities and later disposed of. This has necessitated the Zambia Mine Action Center, ZIMAC, to undertake sensitization activities in the area so that residents know where to report once they discover similar objects that may pose as a danger to both humanity and animals.
What do you do ukachipeza chintu ichi? Okay? Osaesa kuchigwira. Kufuna oziba kuti nchichani ichi. Ukaona che something like this, it's better wachisiya chabe. Osaesa kuchitenga, kuchisegura, kuona very mukati, because it's very dangerous. Also, osaesa kuweza kuchishoka, si fireworks, sitamunga ni fireworks. Once ukaesa kushoka, chinga bomuke and then it can kill you. Again, chinga kononge manja olomendo.
Residents were elated with the initiative that will equip them with the necessary knowledge for security's sake.
Ngazikoma ku government yamene atiganizira te vantu vanu. Kwa kuli vana vatili nao avingazi, kuno kwatili ni kuboda.
Malira amene ava ali kuno ndiye atileterera ututuntu kuti tikotuona ndipo tituzive. Lomba mwa icho nditu tunena kuti pitirizani kutiuja osati mulekerere apa yayi.
ZIMAC is a department under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, which is mandated to manage, coordinate, and facilitate all mine action activities. Vupesendo for ZANIS in Petauke, Eastern Province.
And in Central Province, the Zambia Social Forum, ZAMSOF, in partnership with IBON International, has started sensitizing farmers in the outskirts of Kapirimponshi district to fully embrace agroecological type of farming, which is adaptive to climate change. Speaking during a tour of selected farms in Kapirimponshi, Zambia Social Forum National Coordinator Geshom Kabaso says the agroecological type of farming, once adopted, will improve and enhance food security in the country. Sande Walia brings us details in the following report.
The adverse effects of climate change on agriculture has threatened food security in the country, especially during the 2023-2024 farming season. For this reason, the Zambia Social Forum, in partnership with IBON International, has commenced the promotion of agroecological type of farming, which is resilient to climate change shocks. ZAMSOF, a social movement working on broad-based issues such as climate change and food sovereignty, sensitized farmers in the outskirts of Kapirimponshi district.
So as Zambia Social Forum, one of our objectives is to ensure that we network, provide information as part of movement building for agroecology, for climate justice. We are encouraging the farmers not only to depend on maize, which is mostly fed by the rains, but they can also be planting, as we can see from other pictures, the sorghum, which is drought resiliency plants. Whether with no rain or not, the plant will be able to shoot and also mitigate the effect of challenges of food. Because we cannot always depending on maize, while if there is a crop diversification, then which means the country will be able to have food. So our objective is to ensure that we encourage the farmers with the support from the agriculture extension officers to ensure that as we are talking about climate change, we should also put the climate justice the way we use our environment. Because if we are using our environment with chemicals that are not in favor with the ecosystem, then which means we can have the effect like we are having the climate change, the droughts, whereby it has affected the production of food within among the smallholder farmers.
Minister of Agriculture Kashitu East Camp Extension Officer Benjamin Kateka underscored the significance of agroecological farming in the area.
In coming of agroecological programs, I'm sure let's try to use organic thing, which is almost available to almost of our farmers. For instance, we have a lot of cattle farmers here. We can use the same manure to produce. And the crop residue thing, I'm sure with that we can also improve our soils, because what has led to the poor performance of our soils because of the use of the synthesized fertilizers, the same called urea and the decompound things.
Cornelius Malakota is another camp extension officer for Kashitu West.
The sustainable farming that works with nature. Yeah, and coming to ecology, this is just the relationship that is there between us, the farmers, the animals that we keep, and the environment. So I'm urging the farmers especially to do away with the application of the chemical fertilizers, that is compound D and urea, to move to using the manure from the animals that we keep.
One of the farmers in the area also shared his thoughts on the subject.
Amenshi kale chitanga kalira fye for 1 hour amenshi nishiyapwa. Tutiromba kubwafirisho kuri bakateka kwa tuwafirishe kwa mabo kwati tulina interest ya kulima. Imbitu twalima kwa fya kulima kwati amatawa tufya pusushako ku area tuli kashituko.
Sandwale for ZANIS in Kapirimposh district, Central Province.
In Northern Province, the Transforming Landscapes for Resilience and Development TRALAD team in Mpulungu district has expressed happiness with the progress made by the community forest management groups in conserving forests. TRALAD Mpulungu District Operations Officer Malisela Tembo has explained that the project has supported 2 forest management groups with 300 beehives to engage in beekeeping. Christine Muselu reports.
Through the Transforming Landscapes for Resilience and Development, TRALAD has supported the formation of community forest management groups in Mpulungu district. This is aimed at helping to address the effects of climate change. The organization has since supported groups with beehives to engage in beekeeping, as TRALAD Operations Officer from Mpulungu explains.
So far we have over 100 beehives that have been hanged. And I'm very impressed in that the communities, they've taken it upon themselves to engage in these community forest management activities. And so far, the other areas that we inspected, they've been able to plant over 2,000 tree species in the forest area. That's promoting some of the agroforestry activities in that there are also fruit trees that have been planted. We are impressed that at the end of this year, the communities will be harvesting honey. Since the beehives that they've hanged, most of them have been colonized, and it's a great sign in that we'll be able to harvest more honey this year.
The Department of Forestry in the district had this to say.
We are very grateful to the support that TRALAD is giving us and the local community to ensure that they reduce the dependence on the forest resources. So these communities will be kept busy through these beekeeping activities. They'll be able to realize the income they'll be selling, and also issue to do with carbon trading that is coming in. There will be a lot of cash that will be given to, we are anticipating will be given to the local communities. So definitely issue to do with deforestation is going to reduce.
And the community is happy for the support.
Tuletotela kuli ba TRALAD pakusenda molulu bali na batu afirisha sana. Pantu ifwenga balwamba zinatuishi bati batupangira obuyanta nshubo n'abana besu bakashala bale muno kwati kwena bafyashi bale bomba pamona batra na ba TRALAD.
Christine Muselu reporting for ZANIS in Mpulungu.
Special Assistant to President Hakainde Hichilema in charge of policy compliance, Joseph Lungu, says digitalization is crucial to the country's economic development. Mr. Lungu indicates that the government has placed top priority on the promotion of digital evolution and that digitalization is a key driver in fostering national development. Mr. Lungu expressed optimism that the digital transformation agenda being implemented by government will greatly contribute to enhancing public service delivery to the citizenry. He said this during the launch of the Digital Transformation Change Management Strategy, and Smart Zambia National Coordinator Percy Chinyama says the digital strategy being launched is aimed at improving service delivery within and outside the public sector. Meanwhile, Public Service Management Division PSMD Permanent Secretary Margaret Mioba stated that the implementation of the digital strategy will enhance record management at PSMD. She stressed that the launch of digital strategy is going to help the division to answer to a lot of challenges being faced at PSMD.
To achieve national development, the government recognizes digital transformation as a crucial element that leads to economic transformation and socio-economic development for all citizens. I'm aware that the digital transformation change management strategy for the public service 2023-2026, which we are launching today, is aligned with the 8th National Development Plan and the National Electronic Government Plan launched last year. This strategy will provide strategic direction for implementing digital transformation in the public service, aiming to improve service delivery, enhance access to information, and increase the utilization of electronic government services. It will also promote operational efficiency, transparency, and accountability.
This strategy aligns with what we do in the public sector every day. And what we are trying to do in initiating this is that we want to improve service delivery within the public sector and also externally to those that consume public services. You and I know that lately we have done some transformation and we've introduced our citizens to digital services. The aim being that we become more efficient, we become more timely, we become more accurate with whatever we're doing, be it data, be it numbers.
We've had problems that basically border on issues of poor record management. Now with this strategy, which will help us digitize some of these processes, it's a very exciting moment, particularly for the Public Service Management Division. Why? Because the Public Service Management Division, as you may be aware, we are the ones who are in charge of human resource management, human resource placement, recruitments.
More than 73 cooperatives from Solwezi East constituency have benefited from grants worth more than 2 million kwacha, and a total of 28 groups, individuals and companies have also benefited from loans under the 2024 CDF allocation in Mushindamo. Chisandi Mwenge reports.
They are here to receive their bank checks as beneficiaries of loans and grants under the 2024 Constituency Development Fund in Solwezi East constituency. The locals here have praises for government. Mushindamo District Commissioner handed over the checks to the beneficiaries in Musaka and Chikola wards.
These loans and the grants are not just financial assistance. They symbolize our collective dedication to making our district a better place to live, work, and thrive.
Mushindamo Council Secretary Mary Lapken has an appeal to the locals here.
Right now, as I'm saying, not our grants,
Solwezi East Member of Parliament took an opportunity to talk to his people.
2 million
323,700. Kulishinda 2,908,000. Kama application kana mashonse pa mwaka. Ninda na meshingi mamilioni. So mube ama testimony muno mweso mu mushindamu. So that bari abande bakora batyo tabiko kichika. Batambe kukimona.
Sandy Mwenge for ZANIS in Mushindama District, Northwestern Province.
In education news, stakeholders have called for the girls' re-entry policy to be put into law in order to keep girls in school after having a child. This follows reports that show that barely 50% of children who drop out of school due to pregnancy return to school. This came to light during the Forum for African Women Educationalists Zambia Faweza organized safety and security dialogue breakfast meeting on the re-entry policy guidelines for girls in Lusaka today. We take a break. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on ZANIS TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on ZANIS TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. Tavuba Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited has thanked the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEEC, for empowering them with dairy cows. Cooperative member Jolie Mono says livelihoods have been transformed after being empowered with the dairy animals. Lakson Makosa gives us the following report.
Tavuba Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited says the empowerment of dairy cows they received from Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission, CEC, has transformed the livelihoods of group members. Cooperative member Jolie Mono says members are now able to fend for their families.
Benefiting a lot, and we thank the CC for giving us this opportunity. And I hope they will continue to doing it to other people also, not just to end here where we are.
Tavuba Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited has since cancelled community members to desist from working individually, but rather in cooperatives.
Working in cooperative has really benefited me to my side, because doing it alone, I think it wouldn't be so effective the way it is if you put your heads together as a cooperative. You are a lot, you have to think and put your heads together and think of what other big projects can you do.
And cooperative chairperson says the integration of winter maize with livestock has helped in providing the much needed feed for the dairy cows.
What we are doing here is we are doing winter maize in integration with dairy farming. As you can see behind me, what we have, this is a seedco, yellow maize that we are doing as a winter crop. This is mostly, we sell cobs and we use the stovers for feed for the dairy animals.
Forming cooperatives is the only way to go in fighting poverty at household level. For ZANIS, I'm Lakson Makosa.
Also in the news, persons with disabilities in Monze District have thanked the government for giving them grants through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, which has transformed their lives. Henry Sichone says the grant has helped them expand his tailoring business as well as educating his children. We have the rest of the story in this report.
CDF mari yakusango naya granti twakachita mabhizinesi kupinda ukapenzu maumwe yakwenjakoha kona akura hechikoro ihakuihi havana vesu kona inari mukuromba kwaturomba kwakuti mburi varema kuti vatujurira imakosi burimo muno kamwe ndarumkide kukansuro kuti ndanda kosi ya driving kamba yaro yairi kapo tumaningi kuti waihipa iya.
Lusaka province has recorded a decline in maternal mortality rates, with 59 deaths being recorded from January to May 2024, compared to last year, where 79 deaths were recorded within the same period. Lusaka Province Health Director Simulia Manajionga reaffirmed that the Ministry of Health prioritizes maternal and newborn health. Lunte Town Council Public Relations Officer Justin Mulenga says the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, expanding water and sanitation project has earmarked to drill 80 boreholes in the district. Mr. Mulenga has explained that 70 new boreholes will be drilled, while 10 will be rehabilitated and 3 will be transformed into water schemes. Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kabika says that government is committed to supporting every female student with easy access to affordable sanitary wear. Ms. Kabika notes that government has observed that lack of access to menstrual hygiene facilities is increasingly becoming a challenge affecting female students' progression in academics. Shilika Shulu has the rest of the story.
The University of Zambia Unza Ridgeway campus has today launched the free pad distribution project. The project is in partnership with Corporate Zambia and the Back to the Roots Foundation. Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kabika graced the occasion.
Government has observed that lack of access to menstrual hygiene facilities is increasingly becoming a challenge affecting female students' progression in their academic life due to absenteeism. This gesture by the Students' Union provides an opportunity for a vulnerable student to receive this much-needed intervention at the point of need. The government of the Republic of Zambia, through Gender Division, supports this event and ensures that every student has easy access to affordable sanitary wear when needed.
The University of Zambia, therefore, welcomes this project aimed at significantly addressing mental hygiene and the promotion of broader awareness and education on menstrual health on campus.
And Unza Students' Union Vice President shared the importance of menstrual hygiene.
Menstrual health is a fundamental aspect of overall health and the well-being that is often overlooked. Many of our students, guests of honor, face significant challenges in accessing sanitary products, leading to absenteeism and a decline in academic performance. With this free pad project, we are taking a decisive step towards ensuring that no student has to miss class or endure discomforts due to a lack of sanitary product.
Meanwhile, partners in the project had this to share.
As Corporate Zambia, we are proud to partner in this initiative. This cause is especially meaningful to us as our journey began here when we were 60th year medical students. We bought and stored sanitary pads right here in our rooms in that B block and quickly became known as the Pad Girls. We called the campaign Candid Pride and it sparked many successful outreaches.
While our donation today is a small gesture, it is given with great hope and a commitment to support this important cause. We look forward to further collaboration with the University of Zambia Student Union and other partners as we continue to work together to make a difference.
Shilika Chabalengula for ZANIS in Lusaka.
The 7 miners who died at Microlink mine on the Copperbelt province have been put to rest at Mitengo Cemetery in Ndola. Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo has called on the mine management to observe safety measures to avoid accidents. The 7 miners, who include 2 Chinese nationals, got trapped when water suddenly filled the tunnels they were in at the Chinese-owned Microlink mine in Ndola, which is under construction. On our sports segment, Zambia Motor Sports Association, ZMSA, is tomorrow Saturday set to hold a national championship motor race in Ndola on the Copperbelt province. Zambia Motor Sports Vice President Leroy Gomes has disclosed that the motor race will be held in the Ndola Central Business District for the first time, away from the traditional venue of Gomes area within the district. Speaking at a press briefing in Ndola District, Mr. Leroy said 12 competitors are expected to participate in this year's competition. He highlighted that one of the participants is from Monze, 9 from Lusaka, and 2 from Ndola District. The Zambia Motor Sports Association Vice President pointed out that the team had worked hard to bring new sponsors and competitors aboard. We end the news on that item. A recap of the headlines. President Hichilema reaffirms conservation and proper management of resources in Kaza area. ZAMSOF sensitizes farmers on agroecological farming. Government commended for disability support. And in sports, ZMSA holds national championship. On that note, we end ZANIS News. On behalf of the entire ZANIS production team, not forgetting John Chulu, the sign language interpreter, I'm Alice Panda saying goodbye and God bless you.